Guys, get your pies, get your cokes quickly. Class will be in session in about 2 minutes. Last call for snacks and beverages. Tuck Shop Gang, I hope everyone's well. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here for another video. Today's video continues down sentimentality aisle, as today we will speak loosely on a character that has also passed away, but we will use his life as an example of how to live ours today. The gentleman I am making note of today is none other than Mac Miller. Malcolm James McCormick is his government name, but you all may know him as the late great Mac Miller. Now, Mac Miller's rise into prominence and stardom was unique, and I will explain in this video. Malcolm was a Jewish, suburban-born, Caucasian young man who rose to stardom in an environment known as hip-hop, one that is urban, one that is African-American in its foundation, the opposite, really, the antithesis of everything Mac Miller was. So how did this outsider find his way into the good graces of the hip-hop world and the music industry? It's simple, really. Mac Miller was always himself. Yes, you see, if he had tried to imitate other MCs in the game, if he had tried to sample an entire image, a look, a sound that has already been in the music industry, he would have failed outright. But the reason as to why he did not fail is because Mac Miller mastered the art of being oneself.
Couch watching Netflix, which by the way, I've done throughout whole entire rough patches of relationships. You know how many episodes of House there are? There's a lot. But
No.
oh, my pants fell down one time.
You forgot about that?
We do know that hip-hop is quite a competitive genre, cutthroat and mean. And Mac Miller was never one of those things. Mac Miller was hip-hop's darling. Mac Miller was the good guy. Genuinely. You know, before he died, and after really, many artists in the music industry, particularly hip-hop, were shocked and depressed by his passing because they had never known a nicer man to exist.
What was it like to sit and interview Mac Miller, and what was he like as a person?
Mac's my guy, man. That's Mac was my friend, and he was my friend because we all started same thing with show. We all started at MTV2 together. Like,
he really was almost a saint, and I mean that. Now, we do know that this young man has struggled with substance abuse.
I had a drug problem, you know, for a long time. It wasn't just in music, but I definitely was going through a drug problem, and I think it was more my state of mind. I was just pretty depressed, as everyone.
Even while successful?
Yeah, I think it started.
With success?
Yeah.
Heavy substance abuse, that is. And that has been the inspiration to a lot of his projects. Very drug-based. However, very artistic as well. very creative. He used and fused many different sounds, jazz instrumentals with smooth trap beats. And I would say that although he was not a top tier lyricist, he could hold his own. He could hold his own. But what made him special was his candidness and honesty in his music, particularly about his upbringing, his insecurities, and his drug use. Before this young man died, the signs were there. The signs were there. There was an incident in May of 2018 where he was arrested on charges of driving under the influence, where he was involved in a hit and run. He just crashed into a utility pole and fled the scene with 2 passengers. Police obtained his address from his license plate number, and Mac Miller himself confessed when the police arrived at his home. He was then taken into custody and released on $15,000 bail. He was then later charged with 2 counts of driving under the influence for the incident. And then on September 7th, 2018, the same year, unfortunately, he was found unresponsive in his Studio City home by his personal assistant, who called 911 and tried to perform CPR until the paramedics arrived. Unfortunately, Mac Miller was pronounced dead at the scene at 11:51 in the morning. Unfortunately, he had been scheduled to shoot a music video that day, and he was about to embark on his swimming tour in October.
Hi, David. We arrived to a heavy media and police presence here outside of the Studio City home of rapper Mac Miller. And authorities confirm here a death investigation is underway. Air 7 was over the scene when we saw what we believe to be Miller's body being transported into a coroner's van. We've seen investigators walking in and out of the home, and Variety, among other outlets, is reporting Miller, whose real name is Malcolm James McCormick, age 26, died of an apparent overdose.
Many people may not know that he may have prophesied his death. If you guys know one of his greatest pieces of music, Faces. Do you guys remember Faces? Now, you may not know this, but this was released or produced rather at an extremely low point in his life, where he was at the height of his drug use. And the album is riddled with evidence that he is losing his grip with his addiction and that he fears that he may die. There's a song there, I think it's the last song, called Grand Finale. And really it's about predicting his death.
Like, say I'm working on this album and I died before I made it. Wonder if, like, how it would go down. I was like, oh, I bet everyone would be like, this is fucking crazy album, like Mac Miller's, but I can't die yet because there's a certain place of artistry I need to get to before I die.
Tupac style. Remember Tupac used to release music that would predict his demise, prophesizing his own death. Mac Miller did the same with the Faces LP, one of his greatest works. If you guys want to know what I describe when something is artistically sound, it is that LP right there, Faces. Now, the reason why Mac Miller was able to garner such a fan base, worldwide fan base, and a diverse one at that, I think both the urban community accepted him, but then the rest of the world accepted him and loved him. From Europe to Asia to the South of Americas, he was universally loved because he did not try to play a villain. He did not try to play a hard man. He did not try to play something that he was not. His authenticity was his shining light at his peak. And that is something that we can all take from and learn from as we move through this life. That it is so much better to master being yourself than trying to force yourself to fit into someone else's shoes. This is what he taught us. His authenticity was his shining light, and it imbued all who listened to love him, but also love one's self. If you're quiet, that is beautiful. If you're nerdy, fantastic. No one ever said that human beings must behave in one autonomous way. No. Just make being yourself really cool. If you collect comic books, continue to collect comic books. If you like to watch an embarrassing show on Sundays, continue to watch that show on Sundays. This is what will bind you to the philosophy of the late and great Mac Miller.
What the deal? It's Kendrick Lamar tapping in, remembering the life, celebrating the life of the homie Mac Miller. And if I can remember anything about the homie, man, just the fact that he was a funny individual, you know? I always pulled up to the studio, played music, you know, just had us laughing, told jokes all night. And just one of the cats outside of TD that had the same type of sick, twisted sense of humor that we have.
I mean, even if you look at his contemporaries at the time of his passing, one man tweeted, and this was Chance the Rapper, "I don't know what to say. Mac Miller took me over my second tour ever. But beyond helping me launch my career, he was one of the sweetest guys I've ever known. A great man. I loved him for real, and I'm completely broken. May God bless him." I remember Schoolboy Q, who was scheduled to go on tour. When he heard of Mac Miller's passing, he completely disappeared from, all media spaces. He went into a depression because it impacted him so much.
What you miss most about Mac?
Just him. Right. Man, that's my nigga, bro. I got memories with that nigga, bro. Like, I can never write a song. Damn.
Did you give you a chance? Did you give yourself a chance to grieve?
J. Cole had words of sentiment when Mac Miller passed. Drake dedicated a show to him. Guys, Mac Miller was really loved. He was really loved. I remember when Nipsey Hussle was gunned down. And I remember I was extremely sad that day, but not as sad as I was when Mac Miller passed. And I wondered why. Why wasn't I as distraught? And it's because Nipsey was a soldier. He was bred for this life. He grew up in violence, and you got the sense just by looking at him that he was made a warrior. Whereas Mac Miller was just a sweet Jewish kid who never started fights but invited everyone over to his house to have a good time. Never been known for anything violent at all. It was like killing a butterfly. Whereas Nipsey Hussle was already a soldier who died in battle. Even Ariana Grande, when she heard the news, because they had previously dated, and it was only shortly, but it impacted her greatly. This just shows you that This man was more than just a musician. He was more than just the lyrics and the instruments. He was a shining light, truly. And again, I will emphasize, master the art of being yourself and watched the world open up to him because of it. So let me know what you guys think. Did I get this one on the button or not? Now hurry up and get to class. Snack time is over. Story time is over. You know I love you all. Till the next one. Tuck Shop Gang.
But you know, the toughest thing is to love somebody who has done something mean to you, especially when that somebody has been yourself. Have you ever done anything mean to yourself? Well, it's very important to look inside yourself and find that loving part of you. That's the part that you must take good care of and never be mean to, because that's the part of you that allows you to love your neighbor. And your neighbor is anyone you happen to be with at any time of your life.